Yeah, that makes you wonder. I'd like to get Kirk's take on that.
Absolutely, man. You know, that's the whole thing. They don't want it. They don't want it to get into open court and on record because they know that the State Department had the guy in the tan suit that brought him in there and all that, and he was all drugged up. And yeah, come on, it's on record. They're criminals. We have to expose them for the criminals they are and wake people up from this. How did you say it, Chris? It was like they were like sort of like you used a way that your terminology that not like waking them up. It was like. Used something we were speaking once. It was not waking them up. It was like, I don't know. Anyhow.
Smack him in the back of the head?
Well, that's true, too. I mean, sometimes that doesn't work. I mean, even my wife gets sick of it sometimes. I know Emily probably is. She's beginning to wake up, but, my wife's like somewhat awake, but I think that my intensity can be overwhelming at times, I guess, and sometimes...
Right.
Because it's so important. People don't understand. They think this is they think that we're like either, like really like well, there's something missing in our lives, or we're needy, or like we're crazy. I mean, that's the impression these people that are asleep or the sheep think of, or and it's just the opposite. We all have busy lives and are trying to somehow wake people up and maintain some sort of existence. Realizing that if we don't, humanity is doomed, and our children and their children, and well, by then the third children, they'll all be sterile, so we won't have to worry about it. With all the GMO food, Monsanto controlling the world, and people not paying attention to it, and the collectivism that's just like nauseating and happening on a daily basis, and Gibson guitars being rated for wood for a law that's in India. I mean, come on, wake up! How the fuck do these people not understand what's going on? I can't fucking believe it. I really can't. And I usually try not to curse because usually loses credibility, Howard. If you curse, people think that you're a nut. But it's just so aggravating. It's so aggravating to know the truth and that people are unaware of it. But if it wasn't that there was just maybe in this country 20 million people that are awake and trying to figure it out in America, or in North America, maybe there's 40 million people. There's a lot more people that have to be alert and aware to make, real change. That's the whole key. We have to wake these people up, and they're so, like, into their sports and their American Idol, and their couch TV and or bowling or whatever the hell they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not paying attention to what's going on and trusting in government, trusting that things are going to be okay, having faith that, Hitler is not going to rise to power again. Having faith that, I don't mean specifically Hitler, but that's really what's going on here. We're having like a...
Well, just like Jim Morris said. Jim Morris wrote the book on the Fourth Reich. That's what, we're really in.
We are in the Fourth Reich. He actually penned it. That's true. Pegged it and penned it. Because it is a fascist police state, and people, you look at them and they look at you, I don't understand what you mean. Well, I don't know how you can not understand what you mean. Aaron Russo in '96 had a show, Mad as Hell, and he said, well, how do you feel if a cop, you're driving down the road, you're obeying the traffic laws, you have no illegal substances, you have no alcohol in your system, you're wearing your seatbelt, you're obeying the laws, and a policeman is driving behind you. Do you feel safe? Or do you feel uncomfortable? And like the majority of people, and I know how I feel uncomfortable, yeah. Why? It's that psychological
of course.
Brainwashing that we're talking about. This manufactured social control that has been used, that's really Nazi tactics that, again, were implemented through, actually by you up there, Chris, at the wonderful McGill Institute. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I work for those scumbags.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
Well,
yeah.
McGill, you got Tavistock and...
oh, yeah. I mean, there's much more than that. Yes.
The Rand Corporation, same thing.
Well, they're all the same club, and then you got then their agenda, the war agenda. It's of course the war agenda, the bankers. It's a nice neat little package. You got the war agenda, you got the depopulation agenda through the Club of Rome, and the United Nations saying that they're saving the world, poverty, and then
now you got
bombing. Yeah, love bombs. Yeah, it's amazing. And people will wake up, but it's going to be painful because it's going to take a while to wake them up. But we got to keep screaming, and if they do shut us down, we got to keep fighting and keep finding other ways to get out there. It's not all about. It's truthfully what you do in a day. I mean, I speak to a lot of people in what I do on a daily basis, and I won't just rant because I don't want to go wild. But if somebody opens the door, and there's probably, I would say I'm talking to about maybe 10 people a day. I'm not even exaggerating at all. That I wake up, or I give them things to think about. I tell them to, like, oh, well, if you're really wondering about why, you're in a situation you're in, because a lot of these people in what I'm doing at work, they're on hard times financially. So I tell them what it's all about. The Roth. Why don't you investigate the central bank and the Rothschilds and the fact that they own this, who are the owners of this Federal Reserve, and check out this movement and check out that. And I give them or this website. I peg it in my state. I mean really, We Are Change Connecticut. It's we're trying to wake people up every day. So. That was crazy. This whole these people in Hartford. They got.
Howard, let me know next time you're having something up in Hartford. I'll come up, man.
Oh, dude, I should have. I don't know. It was sort of a little bit spontaneous, but I should have. I should. You're always invited if you see the postings or anything. But there.
Right. No, I missed it till after, but I saw the video.
Yeah, or I don't know what was it. Where maybe you were doing it. I don't know if you had your show on or not. But it was pretty good. I mean, the idea is these people were not. First of all, the night before, LRADs. They used LRADs, bro. Can you believe that? In Hartford, they used.
Did they really?
Yeah, they dispersed the crowd out of the park there, and they came back again in the morning. And
wow.
I got it on film. The guy that witnessed it, he's saying, yeah, they had LRADs. We all scattered, and. Then they came back, and now they squatted there, and they went legally through the system, actually went to the State House, which, of course, was in the background over there. It's only about quarter of a mile away, right? And
well, you can see the
you can see it. Yeah, you can see it from where they are. And they got them. There is a law about staying there, and they got a waiver, and they got permission to. They got a permit, and they're going to stay there as long as they can. And I think it's great that they managed to do that. But it also echoes, the simplicity of it echoes possible,
right.
COINTELPRO. Yes.
The same thing with the New Haven one. I just went by their website, by their Facebook page a little bit to see what was going on. And I am going to stop down there, but they haven't set up an Occupy yet. They're there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they've had some meetings and whatnot, and I think they're going on Saturday. I'm going to be in the city. But either way, like I said, there was a lot of stuff about MoveOn.org. I saw people posting, and then people told, no, don't post that here.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of underlying overtone, underlying tones in it. And I straight up said it, and people were reassured me that it wouldn't be. And the next day, all of my posts were taken down. And only the admins are allowed to post like that. I don't like that. Why can't if we're all equal in this? Why can't we all have our say?
Well, I tell you, the good news is that Occupy Hartford, the people that were actually there when I was there on Friday night before they dispersed everybody. There was no ruckus or anything. It was early in the evening, and nothing really was happening as far as anything interesting. Of course, later that happened in the evening, like around 11 o'clock. And then on Saturday, when we went there in the morning, the people that were there were hardcore people. There were about 40 people, hardcore people camping there. Their kids were there. They had those little tents, and they had food, and they had tables, and they were literally hibachiing. And I was like, wow. And I'm like, not bad, And they're always citing the sanitation aspect of it, but they even waived that, and they're letting them stay there even without any. There's really nowhere to go, man, except in the woods that are right over there. So I guess it's very much interesting, but they're there, and I was impressed that they're active and they're not going to leave. They're planning on staying for quite some time. I guess maybe till the snow comes. I don't know. How could you stay there in the winter? I don't know. But so it's sort of a dumb thing when you really think about it. I mean, obviously you can't stay there forever. And I don't know if they're trying to make a point or if they're, their emotion is that they want to have free education. Which, interestingly enough, when you really break it down, the collectivists took a lot away. Like, my father actually went to New York University, actually for free, before they had the tuition. Tuition's new. Schools were free for a very, very long time. And again, it came down to this college, trap that everybody gets into with the debt and everything, and then not being able to get a job in the field, or these dumb degrees that you get in like things that you really can't make a living at. Anyway, that's a side issue. But seriously, you have a definite gap here because of that. The kids are all in debt now, and they don't have any jobs, so they're saying, I want free education, I want, that's dumb to say you want a guaranteed job. That's the socialists getting in there and the communists. I mean, come on, guaranteed job, that's silly.